Alright, how's everybody doing today? Guys, it's been a while since I've been on here, but been super busy. Been actually out doing some stuff and, spent yesterday fishing and just having a good old time on vacation this week. So I'm going to be working on some Western fields. As you guys know, I got this one right here, this axe at a flea market over in Bloomington, Indiana a couple weeks ago. I did a little video on the stuff I got over there, and this was one of the pieces. It's been rehandled as some killer stag. But when I got this Western field axe, I was like, well, now I need to find me a knife and a sheath combo. Now the sheath combo, I can just have Miss Sarah make that, and I'm going to. And I said, well, I need to find me a knife to match. And a guy that I talked to on email had actually found this Western field fixed blade knife. And so I made an offer on it and got it. And if we look, it's a 60-1559. Really don't know what them numbers mean. But if we look, we can tell this is a Western knife because it's got the bifurcated tang. It's got the, this is two pieces that run down through here. It's hollow in the middle. But if we look, it needs cleaned up a little bit. If we look, it's all marred up here on the end. And, we got some rust here on your tangs. And it's, as far as the blade, I think I'm going to leave the blade alone. I like the Tina it's got on it. So I think I'm just going to leave the blade alone and just sharpen it. But, I'm going to clean the rest of her up and see what we can do with it and see if we can make her look a little better than she does now. And I want to show you guys a Western L39 I've also got. Should be a pretty good match to this one here. If we look, the L39 versus the Western Field on top, basically the exact same knife. And tell it's the L39 because it says it down there. So this makes this knife here is like a, like a 68 to 76 model knife, because it has the stamp there and the brass guard. This thing's in decent shape. Now, this had real bad rust on the tang, and I had to actually knock it down with a wire brush and whatnot. And if we look at the leather, it kind of deteriorated, but I did get some stuff in the leather, and it's kind of soaking it back up, so it is looking better. Of course, I got the sheath for it as well. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to start working on this, and I'll stop and kind of give you guys a look at it once in a while, and when we're done, we'll talk about it. So, yeah, we'll just get right to it. All right, everybody, we've been working on her a little bit. We got her a little bit clean. We just hit her with some 400 grit sandpaper. You can see we're getting the rust knocked down off the tang, getting her a little cleaned up again. I'm going to leave the blade as she is, and I'm just going to sharpen it. So, if you look, this is already starting to look a lot better. So we're just going to continue working on it. She's going to turn out good. Going to make a nice user. Guys, we've taken her to the 600 grit now. And remember, I'm just doing this all by hand. I'm not using no machines or anything. But if we look, we got some pitting in this tang. Let me see if I can get it. There we go. So, unless I got a belt or a slack belt to put that on, you're not going to really get that. I mean, we're getting the pommel cleaned up pretty good. So someone used this as a hammer. So that aluminum is all dinged up. So next we're going to take her to 1,000, then we're going to sharpen her and make her look pretty good. So just hang on for the ride. All right, everybody, we've taken her to 1,000 grit. So from here, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to polish it up. Probably put some open offs in the leather, get it swell back up. And then I'm going to put an edge on it. Of course, I got this thing has zero edge. There's nothing. There's just nothing to it. So, and I did have a sharpening tool this now, so that's going to help out with using this to put that preliminary edge on her. Then hopefully I can go outside and we can get some shots outside in the natural light with these two items. All right, that's where she's at as far as now. We took a little mother's wheel polish to her. Looking a lot better. Let's kind of compare it to the other one here. Looking good so far. Now we have the initial edge on it now. We use the old Ken Onion blade grinding attachment. on a little over, what, 21-degree angle, probably. It is a little bit sticky right now. You gotta remember, haven't stropped this at all. You know, we just took it to that. It does feel pretty sharp. And she is pretty sharp. I mean, that's pretty decent. I mean, this is thin magazine paper here. So what I'm going to do now is we will take her to these two and strop her up and see what she's like after we're done. All right, everybody, we've stropped her a little bit. I just don't have a lot of time right now. I'm trying to get to the gym. My youngest son's here and we're wanting to go bench press, so I mean, I'd say she's fairly sharp. I think she's good to go as far as like a working edge. So we have her cleaned up pretty good. And again, we've got the matching axe. And then of course we have an original, you know, a real Western here. Again, this is made by Western, but this was made from Montgomery Wards. And again, I've cleaned up both of these now. Pretty decent blades. Pretty decent. I really like Western. I've got quite a few of these hatchet and knives, and I just love them. And what I'm going to do is hopefully get this into some natural light here in just a second, and we'll review each piece in some real light. So hang tight with me. We'll try to get her done today. All right, everybody. Now we're out here in some natural light to where we can actually look at these things and they can actually see them a little better. But here is the Western Field knife, Skinner. As you can see, I wanted to keep the patina on the blade. I thought it added a lot of character to it, but at the same time we got the handle all cleaned up. We got the rust knocked off of the tang. Again, it's a bifurcated tang, so it's two strips and it's hollow in the middle and it's pinned here on the end. So we got this one cleaned up. We got the brass looking great. I took it to from 400 to 1,000 grit sandpaper on everything but the blade, and then I just hit it with some polish. And then I did do one coat of open offs on the leather. That way that leather can expand, and you don't have to worry about these leather washers kind of separating and stuff. That open offs will soak into there. It'll kind of fill it up and breathe some life into it. Now, as you see, we got this piece right here. Well, let's just take a good look at it. Let's look at the tang. Now we do have some pitting here on this, on the tang, but you know, if we wanted to sand all that pitting out, you're going to sand your washers, and I wanted to make it look decent. I didn't want to make it look brand new. And again, I'm out here in front of the chicken coop, so you're gonna hear chickens and birds and whatnot. But here's the axe. Again, you got Western Field, made in the USA. And we look at them tang stamps to see how good they match, and oh gosh, they're pretty identical, aren't they? So probably from the same time period, which again, I don't know how old these are. These were made by Western for Montgomery Wards, but this one here, you know, of course, and this is going to have the kind of the similar look. We're going to leave this alone. I'm just going to sharpen it. I haven't done that yet. I did sharpen this, so and it is very sharp. But we want it to have kind of the same characteristics, where we got a nice looking handle and kind of a patinaed blade on both of them. But then there's your number, which is 60-1559. And what I also brought out here is I brought out an original Western piggyback sheath for the axe and the knife. This right here goes to a very old set I have that has the patent number on it and everything. So, you know, this will fit in here and everything, and it does look pretty good. The only thing is the butt end of this stag is kind of thick, so you got to really work it down in there. So when I have Sarah make me a new one, I'm gonna have her make this just a little bit easier for that butt end to fit down in there. So it goes down like that. Snap, of course, it says Western there on the front. It's got Western on the snaps and everything. Then you got your knife. And again, you got to be careful because this thing is sharp. Now, this knife really wasn't made for this, but I do have, a sheath that she can model that and make it to where it's going to be a perfect fit for the piggyback. But there it is, fellas. Look at that. You tell me you wear that on your hip, you ain't the coolest kid on campus. I don't know what would be cooler. If you had that right there, walking through the woods, hiking or hunting, whatever you were doing. Heck, just working on the farm, whatever you wanted to do. You have this right here, and man alive, I'm gonna stop and talk to you, that's for sure. Anyway, guys, this right here, this piece alone was probably $56, $57 delivered. This is vintage USA. I see a lot of people paying more than that for Chinese blades, like Rose Crafts or Rough Rider Reserves. You know, who would want to spend 55 bucks or 60, 75? Heck, some of them Rose Crafts are even up to 80 now for the Stag. I know I don't want to pay that for something made in a Chinese basement. I'd rather have some vintage USA stuff and then bring it back to life. Like, you know, look at that. Look at the edge we got on her. Look at that. Again, I'll take this any day over anything from overseas. I do know that. And everyone knows that about me. Kind of a USA. I love the vintage stuff. I really don't even buy a lot of the new stuff anymore. You know, that I ordered that dang peanut butter and jelly. I didn't order it, but I bought a peanut butter and jelly on a drop, and that thing was god awful. Hunk of garbage. I sold it. I don't like it. This stuff right here like this is my jam right here. This is what I really like. It's what I really enjoy. And I think 20, 30 years down the road, this right here is only going to increase in value, where something from overseas is just going to decrease, I believe. I think if you're spending $20 for a knife that in a box looks like it's 7 times larger than the knife, here in a few years, that box is going to be worth more than the knife. That's just my opinion, though, but I could be wrong. Anyway, fellas, this is what we got. This is what we love. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Do you think this right here isn't beating a Rosecraft or a Rough Rider Reserve? I don't know. In my opinion, this is the smoke right here. All right, guys. Stay tuned for the next one. It might be a few more weeks. I'm a busy man over here.